Hi, I'm Pam Schmidt. Today I'm going to show you how to recycle essential oil bottles. And the deeper thing I'm going to show you today is how to sustain your mind, body, and your spirit. What does it mean to be sustainable for our environment? Sustainability means it's a method of living within the environment that does not deplete it or permanently damages it. But there's more to sustainability, and I'll talk about that today. When we think of sustainability in terms of our home and our environment, I like to use a microfiber system that helps me avoid using disposable products that end up in landfills. That's not good for the environment. And so what I like to do is I like to use things that are reusable. I do have to wash them, but they take care of, germs and bacteria very well without going in my trash can. So something I like to use is this for my dusting. It beats the Swiffer type tool. It has two kinds of surfaces like that. And when I'm dusting, I can go under the TV cabinets, I can go up high and get my kitchen cabinets. So when it's done, I can remove this part and wash it, and I'm not throwing anything away. I also like using this little dusting glove instead of a Swiffer type thing. The microfiber it kind of electromagnetizes the dirt to this surface. I'm also not spraying chemicals that have aerosols or impact the environment. So I really like that. I wash it, and I don't use disposable things around the house. But there are mops, there are reusable produce bags. I also have a tote bag that has a self-purifying quality to it, so that when I go to the grocery store and the meat juice gets in it, it can self-purify. There are lots of ways to do that and be sustainable in your home. In terms of essential oils use a lot of product. It might use this much flowers, petals, whatever, to make a little bottle this big. So in that way, you'd have to think about whether essential oils are sustainable. However, if it helps you avoid using a lot of heavy chemicals, toxic chemicals, prescription meds, all of that is the benefit in using essential oils. So it's the end product that we're looking at in terms of being sustainable with essential oils. You have to look at the plants themselves and consider whether that is sustainable. You have to consider the journey to the market from that product to the market, and is it sustainable? Is your essential oil sourced in organic products? Are they ethically produced? What extraction method do they use? Is it pure, or do they add things to it, the oils? Is the plant, herb, or tree being replenished? Is another question. And so those are the ways to consider whether essential oils are sustainable in your consideration. But I'm going to take it to a basic level. Whenever I'm done with my essential oils, I have an empty bottle, and it's always that big question of what do I do with the bottles? Do I just throw them away? There's got to be something better I can do. And so I've got my notes here and I'm going to check them. There are different ways to recycle these bottles. Very basic. Remove the little stopper that comes on top and use it as a little flower vase. If you have enough of these and you're putting on a dinner party, think how cute these would be. Whether you hide the labels or not, it doesn't matter, but you just have these little bouquets at each place. I think that's darling. Or you could put air plants and just set it on a shelf where you don't have to tend to it all the time. Other things you need to know: when you get your oil bottle, you usually get this little orifice, I'm getting backwards, orifice dropper. And so if you use the bottle with that in it, you can assemble a travel kit so that you're not carrying all these full heavy bottles. If you take 5 oils, that's a lot of weight. Just get it down to a lower level and use the orifice and make that your travel kit. Other things you can do with it, you can put carrier oils in there like fractionated coconut oil or almond oil that you combine with the single oil blends and apply it to your skin. You can make a bug repellent blend with this. Other things, I like using the old bottles to take a supply to the back side of the house. You know, I keep most of my oils in the kitchen. Well, inevitably, I need them in the other side of the house in the bathroom. And so if I do that, then I'm not going back and forth. And you just have to figure out if you're going to keep the same oil in it or if you're going to relabel it. Other things you can do, you can buy a little roller bottle tip that you can add into your bottle. This one, yeah, fits just like that. And it's really handy. You can use that for your perfume blends that you make on your own. You could use it for carrier oils also. You could use it for a bug repellent or other type of blend that you want to be able to roll on. And so it makes it very portable. I really like that for sticking in my purse or in my bag. You could also buy a little spritzer top. You'd have to cut the straw part to the right length, but you can put it in there and now you've got a little spray bottle. And so this little spritzer can be used in various ways. You can make custom blends. You can make a DIY hand sanitizer blend. You can make a sheet spritzer, you know, lavender, when you go to bed on that. Ooh. And you could also be making a sunburn relief blend. There are lots of ways to reuse your essential oil bottles, and that way you are being sustainable with the practicalities of essential oils. As a kindergarten teacher, newly retired, I really enjoy just putting on music and dancing and not worrying what people think. That's an awfully good way to take on a child's attitude. Let's give it a go. I want to move now into talking about sustaining our spirit. God created the world for us, and it's our responsibility to be good stewards of the earth's resources. So again, that question, am I leaving the world a better place, comes to a spiritual level. Sustainability at a spiritual level. So if I look deeper, my emotional state can be depleted. I can lose sustainability of my spirit. In my life, God is my source. He's my source of replenishing. His love is never depleted. He sustains me, and that brings me hope. And I love this verse, which is an example of how God sustains us. Behold, God is my salvation. I will trust, and I will not be afraid. For the Lord God is my strength and my song, and he has become my salvation. That's Isaiah 12:2. That verse has really touched my heart, particularly in all the turmoil of the world that's going on right now. There's a quote, mindfulness is simple, but it isn't easy to maintain. And that is something that I am working on learning right now. We really need to cultivate a playful attitude. Children are fantastic at doing this. We can't be so hard on ourselves. Kids aren't. I'm not doing it right. That's being hard on yourself. We've got to show self-compassion. We've got to make play a purposeful practice. We've got to schedule playtime. So we have to find novelty and fun in the mundane experiences of everyday life. Some of the ways we can do this is just take time to enjoy washing your hands. Feel the water, play with what happens when you treat your fingers different ways. As a kindergarten teacher, believe me, I've seen plenty of kids really enjoy the novelty of washing their hands. Like, too long? Stop it. But that is that mindfulness. Take time to notice that little bee with his butt up in the air while he's searching around in the inside of a flower and just giggle and enjoy it. Pay attention to the smell, the sound, the sights of the food that you're browning in the pan for dinner. Don't just spend your time doing those things and thinking of what's going to happen in the future. Be here just for a second. And that's going to sustain you. As a retired kindergarten teacher, I really like Dr. Seuss. And I feel like he has some quotes that really apply to this. So he says, I like nonsense. It wakes up the brain cells. That's what we're doing. We're waking up the brain cells. When we wake up those brain cells, we have a better memory because the cortex is being built up. We increase a protein in the brain, and I have to read it, called brain drive neurotropic factor, and that brings neural or brain growth. Without it, we have atrophy of the brain. Shrinks away, it declines. When we have fun, it motivates our brains. You have to do something because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. Embrace living in that moment. Be engaged in it. Be flexible. Be open to what comes. Dr. Seuss said, children want the same things we want: to laugh, to be challenged, to be entertained, and delighted. We do. Down to the core, that's what we want. So while mindfulness isn't always easy to maintain, we have to work at it. Work at it by having play. I'll just tell you a quick story. It's so easy for me. It was so easy for me before I retired to wish my life away. Live for the weekend. Wait for that holiday, summer vacation. How long till retirement? And I was not always present within the day that I was living. Even though you go to work every day, you can be mindful of it. And mindful can also be awareness to just see that one little special thing and not just blow over it. I have to work at avoiding going through the motions. The opposite of mindfulness is shallowness, mindlessness, apathy, thoughtlessness, blindness. Dr. Seuss says you'll miss the best things if you keep your eyes shut. We've got to keep them open.